It's Christmas in July, and Santa is coming to town Saturday, July 27th in support of Toys for Tots, and all proceeds are going to Community Care St. Catharines. Joining me in the studio is Betty Lou Suter and Karen Magar. Betty Lou, can you tell us about Toys for Tots and the history?
Well, I'm delighted to be here today to share Christmas in July because it's really important because, as you know, Christmas will be upon us very quickly, and it's interesting to see how people are starting to gear up and think about Christmas already, strangely enough, despite the heat, but it is. But Toys for Tots goes back as far back as I can remember. It was started by a wonderful gentleman called Jimmy Hamilton, and he started it with the Legion, and he made sure that kids woke up on Christmas morning with something to smile about. And I cannot commend the Legion enough for their commitment over the years. And over the years, it has morphed and it's grown, and it's had some, COVID had a little bit of impact on it, and it continues in the spirit of the people who originally started it. And one person that I think, to me, who really touched my heart was Cindy Huckaluck, who is no longer with us. And but it was at the core of Cindy's being, and I always knew when the phone call came and said, "Betty Lou, it's Cindy," Christmas was coming, and she made sure that Toys for Tots continued. And now it's been carried on by this wonderful person sitting on my right, Karen Magar, who has made sure, once again, that children wake up on Christmas morning with a smile and something to look forward to. So how grateful we are.
So important. Karen, what's happening on the 27th?
We're hosting an event at Westside Pizza. It's on the corner of Lloyd and St. Paul Street West. And we have just different stuff going on. You can bring a unwrapped toy or a non-perishable food or a donation to get into the door. And then we have a penny table, over 30 gifts on that. We have a craft that I made, and it's making its debut, and his name is Quackers. And the theme behind this craft that I made is Santa is inclusive, which we know we have to be inclusive. Also, we have a Yeti cooler, tickets being sold on that, and a 50-50 draw. All proceeds that we make from every event that we are hosting goes to community care for the kids. Also, Sandy, the owner of Westside Pizza, is putting food specials on that day too. So please come out and participate. It should be a fun day, and we have a band donating their time.
We have the flyer, so we'll make sure that we post that for viewers to see so they know what to expect. Now, I know that you're accepting unwrapped toys and non-perishable food items. Betty Lou, I feel like community care always has those staple items that they are in need of. Can you tell us about those?
Oh, well, it's interesting. I had a meeting this morning with staff, and we're trying to identify, juice boxes, at this time of year, juice boxes are really important because the kids are home more and those kinds of things. And, we didn't have any personal products on the shelves today, and that was alarming to me. No toothpaste, no toothbrushes, no deodorant. These are things that are really important to give people dignity and respect. And so, we're looking at, we're making a purchase today. We have a donor who gave us some gift cards, so we're using the gift cards to go and make sure those things are there. But when the kids are in and out of the fridge as often as they are now, they need to have something. And doesn't every kid deserve a freezie in the summertime? And something to give them a little bit of joy. And the most important thing I think we have to do is make sure that the kids feel like other kids, that they're not isolated. And talking, as Karen said, about it being inclusive, we want to make sure that the kids feel that they're part of everything else and they're included with their peers and their friends. So that's why these things are so important. But the interesting part about this Toys for Tots, this year there's going to be 5 events. So this is the first one you're going to hear about. But you're going to hear about an additional 4 more that Karen has made sure that has happened. And she gives so much of her time. I can't thank her enough. And to see the tradition continue, going from Jimmy to Cindy, now to Karen, and the community at large. I mean, how fortunate are we, and how fortunate are these kids that are going to be able to wake up on Christmas morning and see that special something under the tree?
It's not just toys, food, money, all going towards community care, which is great. Thank you so much for organizing that, Karen. And we'll make sure that we post the other flyers for the other events that are coming up. With back to school on the horizon, what does community care need for kids?
Well, kids, of course, you know, backpacks are really important, school supplies. Backpacks are really expensive this year, and we try to make sure that kids start school on the right foot. So we have snacks, we have sneakers, we partner with Canadian Tire Bank, so we have other partners that come along and help us, but we want to make sure, in brand name shoes, we want to make sure that every child has the ability to start school on the right foot. Left foot, right foot, doesn't matter which one, because once again, you want them to feel that they're the same as everybody else when they're going off to school. And I think you recognize from your career what you see as kids every day who are really struggling, you know, with back to school. And it's interesting, they start to call for back to school probably 2 days after school closes. Can you help me next year? I'm just trying to get ready. And good for them for being proactive and looking at it that way. But I think that it's really important that we don't forget these kids, because we've heard a lot about kids that have been bullied lately, and we want to make sure that we don't give other kids an opportunity to bully somebody because they're different. Let's make sure they're all the same.
Awesome. Betty, Lou, and Karen, thank you so much for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.